Okay, so awesome to get to meet both of those. It's not the whole team. There are more people behind it, and I think it's really important that we recognize that. And as we go through the pack, there is a page and a half dedicated to the initial key players. But as they both said, like there's a big team behind this. But it is so cool to meet them, and hopefully we got some of your questions answered. BT, I'm I'm super excited.
I'm so jazzed. That was so much fun talking to them.
Ah,
I can't get over how just passionate they are about this.
yes.
These are just Blood Bowl fans wanting to put on the best Blood Bowl show, and I just think that's awesome. Like, it's not something they're just like, oh, let's just run this as like an event. Let's just run an event.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like, no,
there's no
we want this to be Blood Bowl.
there's no airs and graces. This is not like, oh, we're going to try and do this. This is just like,
Mm,
we just want people to come and play Blood Bowl. Like, we want to keep it chill. Like, I really like that about the rule set. That, like, we want this to be easy so that people can just come and focus on enjoying life, enjoying the city, having a beer, playing some games. And I'm like, this is a really cool way to live. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the pack. It won't take very long, but it does cover most of the stuff. So the pack is, they probably linked it to some of the NAF social media. If not, go to thenaf.net and click in random places until you find them. No, they're not difficult to get to. And it's also worth having a look at the Leon one. The Leon was the French bid that didn't quite get it, but they put together an excellent pack as well. And how the World Cup bidding process is if you want to run the World Cup, you get a group of people together, you put a big tourist brochure. It's basically a business case
yeah.
together with costings and everything. And these guys have put together an incredibly good plan. So this is going to be in Alicante, located on the Mediterranean coast, and has the honour of it's so good. So we're going to have a look at the pack, and we can kind of expand on some of the things in here because now we've had the conversation with them. So the location itself, dude, it looks lush. Like,
Have you been?
no, I've not. I don't. Have I ever been to Spain? I think I've been to Spain. I've been to loads of areas around Spain, but not actually España. Have you?
Yeah, we've done Alicante a couple of times. We've done a few areas in Spain. Usually, you fly to Alicante, especially going to like the south. So, have seen it. It's gorgeous, so gorgeous. It's not like a top holiday destination for no reason, right? So, it's yeah, absolutely incredible place to go. And the fact it's in Alicante, which is where you fly to, is
Yeah.
super convenient. That is so convenient.
I
And they've
guess.
even got like a page in this brief which is like listing all the places you can fly directly from in Europe. So I mean, there's a lot of major airports there. So
Oh my god! Did you see page 5? I don't know why, but there are knights jousting. I've missed that. It
it's
make
like
that.
the medieval theme park,
There's a medieval theme park.
the castle of the
Oh,
Count of Alphaz.
he did say there was a castle. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Oh, whenever Tiff and I
incredible.
travel, we always try and find a castle, which is amazing and probably one of the main reasons I married her. But like a dedicated medieval theme park that recreates medieval combats and offers a dinner show to its visitors. Make Oh my god, we got to do that,
You're
Ben.
sold.
We've got to do
Yeah,
that. Like
I'll joust you.
we've got to do this. This is amazing. Like we've got to do that. That's on the list. Okay, so Thursday night, right? We'll come to that. We'll come to that. But Tiff is gonna love that as well. Oh yes, this is good stuff. I'm even more excited. This is just going to be the best holiday ever.
It will. Yeah.
Um, yeah. I think that's kind of the vibe. You got the Costa Blanca by night. All the stuff. It is just. We'll go through the 6 reasons, and then I'm just going to gush a little bit, Ben, and
Mhm.
you can judge or jump on. Okay, 6 reasons to choose the Spanish bid. Some great points in here. This is why we're going to have a look at this. So, because the Spanish community of active NAF members is one of the biggest in the world, and all of these members would attend and collaborate in the celebration of the World Cup. So, this is something that I don't know. We probably have never really talked about, but actually, Spain and France, two of the biggest Blood Bowl communities out there, like probably as big as England, maybe a little bit,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe even bigger. But you always see some great tournaments coming out of Spain. And, they've put there, we can assure assistance of at least 500 Spanish participants. Now, that's probably right. Like, it's because there must be thousands of, if there was a Blood Bowl tournament the World Cup, you travel, and if you can travel there, even if you have to drive 2 hours a day, you'd still do it. So I think that's great. Huge, huge Blood Bowl community. I love that. Point two is the same, because the Spanish community is one of the biggest in Europe, and yet no international NAF event has ever been held in Spain. Well, since 2008. So, one, huge community. Two, has been nearly 15 years since a big NAF event was hosted there. Three, because Spain is one of the most active countries celebrating NAF tournaments, having 74 registered in the NAF database in 2019, several of which have been held for more than 10 years.
That's
So
very established.
that's it. Like, there is an established Blood Bowl community and culture there, which is amazing. Four, because among those tournaments, Spain hosts one of the biggest international tournaments in the world, the REVA, which in 2019 welcomed more than 220 players. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, Ben. Because our team and a big group of volunteers has a wide female presence, and we consider that will encourage new people of all genders to join in and be a part of the hobby and get interested in Blood Bowl. And you know what? That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. And six, because we believe we have a winning project. So all of those are really good Blood Bowl reasons. Now, the World Cup, the last World Cup was in America then, and no, it wasn't. It was in Dornbirn,
Austria.
Yeah, we're talking about the next one, and they reckon it's going to be in America, which is pretty exciting. Now, Dornbirn in Austria, Austria is cool, right? But a event held in, London or Berlin or a city that is known for nice tourist stuff is great. But this and Alicante, and this cannot, I think, be underrepresented. This is a holiday destination for all sorts of people. And I think that's why I'm so excited about this, is because if this was in, nothing away from like cities and stuff like that, but going to somewhere that's weather's fine and nice for a week is okay. But like if I was going away with Tiff and to go on a big event like this, go on a big holiday, I wanted to come with me. It's cool. Like we get to go to Spain. Like, but knowing that it's going to be a beach destination, that there is going to be a holiday there as well, this combo's great. So I am now looking at the World Cup as a holiday, not just a Blood Bowl event.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. Like, it's just so exciting. Like, one of my favorite things is like the Spanish evenings, and we even had during our interview, it was mentioned that in the evening it's really like comfortable temperature, and I'm just so excited to like have a Blood Bowl game and then hang out on the beach in like 20-degree weather at night with a beer or something like that. It's like dreamy, and it's nerdy to say, just like I just want my toys and my son. But honestly, yeah,
It's the best of
so
both
good.
worlds. I
Yeah, it
think
really is.
is probably something that is really exciting. Now, we were talking about, and the reason the America thing came up is because we're talking about, 2027, how cool would it be to be in England? And they were like, oh, we think America's going to win it. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know if England could compete with Spain as a destination. Like, I mean, England, we can host great tournaments. Like, I'm sure it could be great, and there's a load of cool stuff in England. But I don't know, man.
Just in terms of things to like experience there, and like the sort of the climate and the the attractions like that. It's just an awesome place.
And part of the bid, they put together how to travel to Alicante, and honestly, it's just a list of cities in the world, because it's a big holiday destination. They've got great airport links to any city you can think of. Like most of England's on there. Really excited, Ben, that we could just get a flight from Southampton.
Yeah, that's for us. That's down the road in 20 minutes.
Oh my God, they've got Bournemouth, dude. Bournemouth Airport is just a field. I love flying places from Bournemouth Airport. We go. Is it Tenerife? Tenerife or Gran Canaria? When we go from, I can't remember. We go from Bournemouth Airport, and it's just the most chilled airport in the world. Like, it's barely an airport. So if we could fly out from Bournemouth and get to Alicante, that's amazing. I'll go after work. That's just that's really cool. Now, one city that has absolutely sparked something in me here, Ben, is that they do mention Prague. Now, obviously, this is going to Alicante, but Prague would be quite cool as a Blood Bowl event venue as well, wouldn't it?
Oh, I love Prague.
I love Prague.
Uh,
Like
yeah.
maybe I'll tell you what, maybe we should add that. Is I think they've got some pretty decent Blood Bowl events there as well. Blood Bowl
Oh,
World
really?
Tour. We can get Prague in, go for a few
Anyone from
days.
Prague listening?
Yeah,
Like, think about it. It's
flag up some events. Now, a lot of this and the way they do the bid is it's kind of like a business case mixed with the tourist brochure. They're trying to sell the area as much as they are the event, and they've done a superb job. So they've got some examples here of hotels and hotel costs. I'm not going to dive into that because well, if I'm being entirely honest, Tiff is amazing at booking holidays and amazing at finding places that are really good value, and she loves it's like her hobby. So I am incredibly underqualified to do any of that. But you know what?
that's why you're bringing her along. She's do all the accounting.
Yeah, it's going to be our travel guide. Like, I don't think she'd hate that, and I don't think Alison would hate that either. But anyway, we'll
I
come
know.
back to that.
Good at that.
So the venue, it is going to be held in the Instituto Ferial de Alicante, which is a giant convention hall, 14,000 square meters, and a height of 12 meters. It's giant, and they've done a really good job of showing some examples of other events that have been held there. They've got car stuff, and like there is a picture on page 15 where they've got this this car convention, and it is massive. Like
That's the convention.
that's just it looks like I think it's a
Oh, okay, it's not all mad.
I think I think they said it's a used car event, but anyway, there's
Oh,
just
okay,
like
cool.
hundreds of cars in this massive wide open space, and it like big floor to ceiling windows. It looks new, it looks suave, and they've got some examples of some of the people that the people numbers. There was Encounter of the Mediterranean Lifestyle one had 52,000 attendees. The manga anime fair,
Yeah.
video games, comics, role playing, 20,000 attendees. This is like we're looking at Blood Bowlers. We're looking at 2,000 Blood Bowlers plus I don't know, like another 1,000 people who are going to come in, pop in, say hello, see what's going on and stuff. So, if this is a place that can hold X times 10,000 people, it can hold 3,000-4,000 Blood Bowlers and crew with plenty of space. I like that they've shown like a ping pong table there as well, ping pong tournament.
Oh yeah.
Because actually there's tons of space there, and
Yeah.
Blood Bowl takes up a significantly smaller space than ping pong.
Yeah. That's so good. It looks like just a really comfortable venue to be in. So yeah.
We went
Love
up to
this.
Salute, didn't we, Ben? And at the EdXL Centre, and
Yeah.
their halls are massive, but this looks like it's just all of the EdXL Centre halls together in what is just a stadium, basically. Look at it; it's giant.
So nice. It looks so nice lit up at night. Got the purple and the blue.
I
Very
know, it's
retro
so
wave.
cool. Now, yeah, I was on board with that. I could hear the synthwave.
Yeah.
Now they've got a map here, and this is how they are planning to set it out. So they've got Zone A, which is for painting, for like a painting competition for the NAF staff, for the Red Cross and the IT stuff. So they've got a zone for that. They've got a Zone B, which is the play area where all the tables are going to be. They've got Zone C, which is a complete area for rest, and they've got Zone D, which has got shop stands around the side. Now there's a big food court as well, which is kind of important. So one thing that they have said is that I wonder which one Zone E is. It's labelled as Zone D, but it should be Zone E. So yeah, they have got plenty of food areas. They've got 40 shops and stuff, but they're also going to have cosplayers and stuff like that around the edges because it's kind of like an event as well. They were talking about that in the interview, weren't they, Ben? So
Yeah.
I think that's great, and we talked about this when we talked about the World Cup last episode. Like, the downtime is at a tournament so important. Like, I personally underestimated how the downtime interaction was going to work for Beachhead, which was a tournament of less than 100 players in a BIC with a tournament room of I don't know what was there in that room, maybe 600 tournament players in that room.
Worry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And the downtime was tough because we set with short intervals. We'll come to their timings, but they have considered this. And I think that the downtime being paid attention to is incredible key. Now, it's Alicante. the food looks amazing, the view looks amazing. I just want to go on holiday, and this is making it even worse. When is
I've
it?
got pictures of paella, like
Oh,
your
look at
hamon,
it.
your
Look at
tortilla. Well,
it.
this is like the Spanish,
Oh.
like
Where,
this is so
where are
good.
we? We're March. So I've got 16 weeks till I'll be in Italy, which is not quite the same, but still,
Mm.
it's close. It's close. Be good. Now, they've also got some stuff in here about Blood Bowl, which is incredibly useful.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, this is a Blood Bowl event as well. So
Oh,
while you're in Alicante, if you're there on so the 8th, 9th, and 10th of September, which is a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday, is where the games will happen. But they're also doing an opening ceremony on the Thursday night. So if you're going to be traveling in, you want to get there on the Thursday, leave on the Monday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days. If you are looking to get some time off work, you know what? It's going to be kind of 3 days leave if you're just going for that. Now, I'm thinking Monday to Monday is probably what we'll do.
yeah, sounds good.
That gives us a couple of
Bit of
days
recovery
to,
time.
yeah, fly back on the Monday. Is probably the right way to do it. But I just want to
Oh,
make
you would
sure.
want to go back on the Sunday. I think also the celebrations and they like this.
I think,
Definitely
yeah, we've
not worth
actually,
doing late.
yeah, we got the timetable on 22. So Thursday, September 7th, 6:30 is the inauguration and opening of the World Cup. Now, that I imagine, now they've done a great job here and they've planned it by a space by the sea. They're going to have a bunch of stuff there, loudspeakers, sound, lighting. There's representation of the city of Alicante, and there's going to be NAF representation. That is going to be a bit of a party night, I think, to celebrate the start of it. Be careful because you're about to play 3 days of Blood Bowl. Yeah, interesting. But 6:30
Get to know
p.m.
people.
Yeah,
Don't go too hard. 9 a.m. is check-in. So
and that's super important. So Friday and Saturday and Sunday, the first bit of the day is 9 a.m. So just the captains of each squad. So let's meet in the middle, Ben. I think 2,274. I think is what I said. You said 2,500. Let's say it's 2,400, and there's teams of 6. That's
400
400
captains.
400 captains to check in and basically sign their teams in, make sure everything's good, make sure you're there, collect your loot. Now there's an extra bit on loot here. You're going to get some stuff, not as much stuff as the old World Cups, and I love that they kind of talked through why. I think that's superb. So first match on day one, 9:45 till 12 o'clock. So that gives you 2.25 hours to play a game, which is a standard Blood Bowl time, right?
Yep.
Then there is a lunch, 12:15, and the next round is not until 2:15. So you've got 2 hours basically between round 1 and round 2, which should be plenty of time to chill out, grab a bite. Any more than that, and you'd be wasting a lot of the day. And it's funny, when we did the interview, you were like, "Oh, you've got planned for siesta." Well, kind of. There's 2 hours there. Say you finish your first round. Yeah, you finish your first round timely at like 11:30, 11:45. You've got kind of 2.5 hours there to go and just have a nap on the floor in the corner
What an
outside.
amazing cultural invention the siesta was, right? I'm
Underrated.
so jealous we don't have that.
We need
I'm
that.
so energized.
We absolutely need that. Not overly sure I'd bother waking up though. I think there's not at the World Cup, just in general. Like on a Friday afternoon, I'm like, oh, time for my siesta. See you Monday. That's kind of where I want to be tomorrow, actually. But not going to be the case. Round 2, 2:15 till 16:30, and then an hour's gap before round 3 at 5:30 till 7:45. Exactly the same timings for day 2 on the Saturday. Day 3 is a little bit shorter. Lunch is half an hour shorter, and the other rounds are half an hour earlier. So at 8 o'clock on the Sunday, there is the closing ceremony. So, I mean, what do you think of the timings, Ben?
I think this is awesome. It spreads it out. It gives you plenty of opportunity. Go up to the vendors, chat to the people, the friends you made on the Thursday night. Yeah, I just think this is really exciting. And yeah, 7:45, plenty of time to go and have dinner afterwards as well, because it's there'll be a hell of a lot of restaurants available.
That's just so key. Like, yeah, all right, these are massive days. Like, if you imagine if we ran a UK tournament and it was 9 till 8, like people would be like, "Ooh, that's That's an investment. But because you're here, because you've travelled, because you're here, and during those 3 days there to live and breathe Blood Bowl, that's
Hmm.
3 games over an 11-hour window. And then afterwards, you know what the weather's going to be like at 8 o'clock when you go out for dinner? It's going to be incredible. It's going to be 22 degrees. It's going to be sunset soon. You're going to be able to
It's the best
walk.
kind because the sun doesn't like burn you
No.
because there is no sun. Like what if you've never experienced nighttime in a warm climate that's not humid like the east as well, bear in mind. Like this is like just warm. It's not always that humid. Um it's just so comfortable. It's so comfortable. It's
So,
proper like just sit down with a beer weather
yeah.
and just have a good time.
Now we
I'm
talked
s-
we talked about the weather being quite sporty there. And while my PC decided to reboot itself halfway through the interview, I got to Google what the weather would be like in Alicante in September, and average temperatures between 24 and 29.
nice.
Do you know what? That's great. In a
That's-
country that is used to it, you get things that are designed for it. In England, if it gets to 29 degrees, we are not designed because it's a cold, wet country. So we
Our
built
buildings are ovens.
our buildings are set to keep the heat and the weather out. Spain, not built like that. Actually designed to enjoy life, whereas we're not built for that here. Oh, it's snowing a little bit. Oh, it's sunny a little bit. Let's stop everything. And do you know what? I guess Spain do that. They're like, golly, it's warm. Let's have a sleep.
Yeah.
I,
Let's resume this when it's less warm.
yeah, exactly. Which
Yeah.
I think is blooming amazing. So World Cup prizes. They've got the individual champion, the second place and the third place individual, best stunty overall, top touchdowns overall individual. Same for casualties. Same for defense. So the least touchdowns allowed. The champion, the World Cup champion team, second place team, third place team. Prizes for best painted teams according to different categories. And as we asked in the interview, thanks to a couple of you who put this to us, they will be doing something for the top of each race. Now, that's another 30 prizes. I'm not sure how they're going to work it out, whether it's just like a probably don't go up to the stage because we've got like 10 there, and going up to 40 might be a bit tough. But I tell you what, it would be. I love this so much. Like, I didn't get a chance to kind of stress to them, but what they've done is there's the World Cup champion and there's the World Cup champion team, but now there are 30 other World Cup champions.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Which is so good. Come on, Slan coaches. Go on,
exactly.
bring it. All
Oh,
five of you can have your own little competition.
Orkster,
And-
Orkster,
Yeah,
run Slan, be the World Cup Slan champion,
officially.
the Slan world champion. Like, that's just, oh, that's so cool.
This is really cool.
Yeah, this is amazing. Gifts and gadgets. So, stuff you get when you go here. Access to the new website and their software, which is pretty cool. We'll probably have a little chat about that in a minute, Ben. Complete set of dice. That is a complete set of dice. So 16, 8, six-sided dice and block dice. Commemorative coin. A commemorative miniature, which is going to be a bull-headed Minotaur.
So awesome. So thematic, so on point.
God.
Love it.
Yeah, love it. So we did get a few people asking, are they going to do a whole team? And they're not going to do a whole team. The answer is they're doing a big guy miniature instead of a team. And I don't know, how do you feel about that, Ben?
I think that's good. I mean, it makes it more manageable. I know, walking away with the whole team is really nice, but I think I'd rather everyone can quickly get access to something than something crazy that
Yeah,
might make it logistically difficult.
they're keeping it simple.
Yeah.
In that regard, you get one cool big miniature that can be used
I'm going for the
Grashnak.
World Cup experience. I'm not really going for the gifts, which are really nice.
Yeah.
But it's not why I'm there. I'm there for the World Cup and
Yeah.
like stuff to remind you of the World
But
Cup.
a big guy miniature is excellent because you can
Yeah.
use that with most of your teams. As a star player, as a big guy, there's a whole bunch of teams with Minotaurs. If you're running an ogre, you can run it. Like, it's actually a really accessible model instead of a whole team that you can only really run for that team or a couple of other teams. Keeps the cost down, which is quite important, I think, because a whole team that's being custom is, Ben, we look at this all the time, 70, 80 quid, right? A big guy miniature that's custom, 20, 25, 80 if it's Forge World. But, that's great. Commemorative patch, an official neoprene Blood Bowl pitch as well. So,
That's nice.
yeah, I think it's probably time to talk about this. So, the World Cup 4 You could opt to additionally buy a whole team. It was a cool team, or a whole 3D printed pitch.
The 3D printed? I thought like wooden one.
No, yeah, I think they were 3D printed or
Okay.
maybe just plastic cast, one of the two. They did talk about this when we had the interview. Like, actually, a neoprene pitch, it's so much easier to be able to move it around, to carry it around, to travel it home. And this is kind of the theme here, is that these guys want you to play Blood Bowl and have a nice time and have a good holiday. They're making things as simple as possible, which when you're playing in an event with 2,000 plus players, I think is excellent. I think that's something we can probably all learn from. And they're going to be doing a bunch of lotteries and raffles and stuff at the same time. Now, as we go through the rest of the bid, that's the most exciting stuff. They've just got a list of companies they're working with, and some other great bits that they're doing to support the local community and what they would do in the case of COVID. And then it comes to software. So, Ben, we asked them about the software, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So if you've already listened to the interview, you can go back and listen to that. But what was it they said? 4 months, 4 or 5 months, the software will be mostly done, if not done.
Yeah,
And then if you're running a tournament, you can message them maybe and maybe get a chance to use it in your events. And I think we should definitely do that, Ben. Because if we can help them get it right, if as a Blood Bowl community we can use this software and flag up errors. Now, World Cup 4 team, they had a lot of problems, but what they were trying to do was amazing and, awesome effort. But I think World Cup 5 has been able to learn from the great efforts of World Cup 4 and the work that Torsten and the team did to feed back on themselves, like their own after action report, to say, hey, this is the stuff we found. I would do this differently next time. And one of those things was get the software out way ahead, test it, give it away, get everyone on board with it. What the software looks like and how it's going to work, we don't know yet, but we should know in the next few months.
yeah. Okay, fantastic. What to see how it goes.
And so their team, these are just some of the people involved with this. We've got Akko and Olvidar, who we've met and chatted with, which is cool. There's Morgan and Jarvi and Belfasor and Lubaras and Mandalaki and Pilar and Hatchablanca and Lorena. And they're all doing a bunch of different stuff, which is amazing. There's a bunch of volunteers, local as well. And it's just a really wicked event and a really great pitch. I just it's amazing. And the detail they've gone to on the budget, Ben, did you get a chance to have a look at that at all?
Right. I look at this and get scared. I'm not good with numbers. My girlfriend's an accountant. I leave her to do everything related to money in a relationship. So I look at this and I think, wow, like they've gone all out.
So this looks like business cases. This looks like some of the stuff. So what they've done is they've budgeted for 2,000, and they are going to flex it if they can. But I mean, it's going to cost 197,000 euros to do this, which is an incredible amount. The venue, 44,000, sound equipment, lights, 17,000, buses, transfers, transports, meals at the venue, that's another 13,000, 19,000 euros. Trophies, 4,000 euros on trophies, 15,000 euros for Blood Bowl pitches, 11,000 for dice. It's huge, but it's amazing. And they've done such a great job of looking at this. They've also broken down, and this is something that's really interesting to see. We don't know when the tickets are going to go live yet. They've got to go through some bits and bobs to see. Looking at the cost per person, if they get 1,000 people going there, it will be a cost of 165. If there's 1,500, it'll be a cost of 110. If there's 2,000, it'll be a cost of 82. Now, this is all how they've broken it down. So depending on how much they're going to get the tickets for, it's looking like the attendance fee is going to be 165 euros. So what's that in English money, Ben? 150 quid?
Yeah, it's more or less the same at this point. Yeah.
Okay, so that's with a pitch, a model, coins, dice, food, and just the grandeur of being the World Cup. I mean, the Bic in Bournemouth is expensive, and it was it like £45 for a 2 day ticket at the Bic with none of that stuff included. So 150 quid for a 3 day event with all that stuff at a really premier venue is £50 a day.
And include this. This is also. I don't know if we touched on this. Includes transport and food. Like you get meals included every
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
You
which
get
which is
transport from the
massive.
venue and back to Alicante.
Yeah.
It's yeah, it's really cool.
Um, I I mean, it is expensive. The whole thing is going to be expensive. Traveling
I
anywhere
think
is
it's good value.
expensive, but
I think it's a lot, but you're doing a lot. So
it feels
it's
fair.
yeah, very fair.
So I think that's basically the most important parts of the bid that we've gone through. I'm just going to bounce back into our homepage. And yeah, I mean, a holiday in Spain,
I mean,
just how much would you pay for a boat trip or a day out? You know, one of the what do they call it? Expeditions, excursions, right?
yeah,
You're paying that. If I could pay 50, yeah, you easy pay 50 euros for an excursion when you're on holiday.
yeah.
Like wrapping this up, 50 quid a day for 3 days of Blood Bowl with food, with transport, and the fact that there's 18 months. Like
And
I
even that, like, I mean, you're getting like a pitch, the set of dice, the miniature. Like, even if you're buying those just as they are, that's like,
Yeah, if Games Workshop was to release a Minotaur style player, which it will do eventually, or release Grashnak, that will be
yeah,
40 £40.
what, 30 quid for a pitch?
And
I
yeah,
think,
from a cardboard pitch, absolutely, that's 70
yeah.
quid. So 80 quid for a 3 day Blood Bowl tournament. You know,
On top of that,
yeah. Now it's reality time. Like, going abroad is expensive. Like doing holidays is expensive. Taking time off work is expensive. So there is a barrier to entry that is really real, and also it's a commitment. Like it is a commitment. Traveling to a Blood Bowl tournament, going to a Blood Bowl tournament is a commitment. Going to a weekend Blood Bowl tournament is quite a big commitment in this world. For time, you've got lives, we've got family, we've got jobs, we've got things. 18 months out, if you're interested in this is, I think, pretty doable. But it is not cheap, and we're not gonna definitely. This is not cheap. This is not pocket money. This is an
Mhm.
actual event. But this is the kind of thing that I'm not necessarily sold it to Tiff this way, but we came to the agreement together as a married couple that it was a holiday, not a Blood Bowl event, and therefore it was okay. Um, because yeah, I think Monday to Monday, Tuesday to Tuesday, fly out. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the day, holiday evening. Thursday you go for the drink celebration. Friday, Saturday, Sunday you have an amazing day, all day playing Blood Bowl and then going out for dinner and drinks in the evening, and then Monday you fly back to your regular day life. I don't know, man. This feels like heaven for me.
I'm so jazzed.
Medieval castle. Medieval theme park, Ben. A medieval theme park. Wednesday, medieval theme park. Thursday, Blood Bowl inauguration. Friday, lose 3 games of Blood Bowl. Saturday, win a game. Think it's going to be okay. Lose 2 more games of Blood Bowl.
Right.
Sunday, drink the way. Yeah.
There is I quote the line from this pitch. Friday, a giant Spanish paella for 2,000 people.
Oh,
What like that's sell.
I
But yeah.
really, really, really want that now. This is amazing. We've got 18 months. And, we talked about like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if the 2027 World Cup was in England? And it would be cool because, it would be cool. But at the same time, this transcends Blood Bowl in a way that I had not appreciated before.
Mhm.
And that is just epic. Like, I have not been this excited about anything since I got married. Like, and that was probably much more logistics than this is going to be. For me, anyway, running it, whoa. Like, bless their hearts, just wanting to run it because they love Blood Bowl. And I love their attitude, Ben. I mean, they keep it simple. People are going to be drinking, they're going to be happy, it's going to be sunshine, they're just going to want to play 3 games of Blood
They,
Bowl.
they, un- they understand that there's complexity and that this isn't easy, and they know it's daunting, but they seem very prepared. They've I mean, to even put this thing together, they've already been in touch with
Yeah.
responsible for things like the meals and the transport and all of
I,
that. So I think it's yeah. I have very high hopes for this event, and I do wish them the best of luck.
I
I mean,
agree. I think it's important that we remember that this is just Blood Bowl, which is coming from me, right? And I love Blood Bowl more than a lot of people, worryingly so. But like, this is a celebration of Blood Bowl, not a high stakes esports event. And I think I blame COVID for this because we spent a few years lockdown. When we could get out, it was competitive. We play online, it was competitive. We've lost a little bit of the social. We've lost the social aspect. Died. Online community was amazing, but there is something very different about having dinner and a drink with somebody than there is, both ordering a pizza at the same time and doing another Zoom quiz. So this is, I think, going to be the best World Cup of all time. I can't see anything, if this goes even remotely right, I can't see anyone upping this.
definitely
And
be the best World Cup I've ever been to.
yeah, same here. I was really excited because I was like, oh, maybe we could do, 2027 England, Blood Bowl's coming home. It could be great. We could get, some very, very, very,
Very much.
yeah, dude. Just I thought, the videos would be great. It would just be so funny. But I don't know. This is all steam now.
England's done it. England's done it.
Yes, but I
Wasn't
mean,
the
they've
first one. That was,
200 people. Um, I just don't know, man. This is just gearing up to be amazing. Now, one thing that is worth mentioning right now, which is about the rule set. They're not ready. It's going to come later. And one thing I did try to call out during the interview that I think is going to be the only thing, and they did a great job of saying, look, the rules bit, like the rules bit of the building and what's allowed in, what's not allowed in, is down to the NAF and NAF sanctioning. Got that right. The NAF is there for that. That's what they're there for, and that's what they're really good at. So I love that the NAF are going to be able to support with that aspect. But my question was, they confirmed the rule set in December after the November FAQ. May FAQ happens, and they cut the cost of a bunch of star players. They change the rules, or they introduce a new team. Like, that will be the only challenging thing. And I don't think that was massively around in the last one because most stuff just kind of carried over. So it'd be really interesting to see that because, yeah, when the Squig team lands, if it's not in this year, I want to make sure I can run Squigs at the World Cup. But from a tournament aspect, Ben, if the tickets and stuff go live up to March and then they're looking for team submissions, say, until July, and a team lands in July or August, probably not going to be eligible for the World Cup. And I think that's fair because of the time spread. What do you think about that?
I think it's safe to assume it's not, and
Yeah.
that way you can't really be too disappointed, right? Like if you plan for it not being there and like you've like painted, or sorry, I should say on the other hand, if you plan for it being the case and you paint a team,
Yes.
you might be disappointed. If
That
you don't plan
that's
for it,
huge.
probably won't be.
And I think it's really good that they're going to essentially protect the rule set. So if it's February, you bought your tickets, you're running Amazons, and then Games Workshop drop a new Amazon team in June, and it's got a Croxagore and only 2 blitzers, which by the way, and the catchers are movement 8 and strength 2, which I think would be a very fun twist to Amazons. Your team that you've painted, that you've planned to take to the World Cup, is safe. Like, if that's how it goes, I think that's absolutely the right thing, and I think that's the really respectful thing to do for players as well. It creates a sub pocket of a meta, but I'm going to give it a pass for an event like this, I think. Although I saw on the Blood Bowl community, someone's going to a tournament this weekend with 2016 rules. Who is still playing with 2016 edition?
Oh, okay.
I just, yeah. I
Okay.
assume that tournament's at a cabin in the woods, so be very careful. uh, anyway, BT, I'm jazzed, and I think we should probably wrap it up there for today.
Sounds good.
Anything you think we've missed?
I know, but it's just one of the most exciting podcasts we've done, I think.
Oh, that's so cool. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up. Thank you very much for joining us. Let us know questions, thoughts, World Cup. You coming? You're not coming? They said it's okay for us to stream. We're gonna see how much access we can get. If we can do some live streaming of some games, that would be pretty cool. I don't know. Just Don't know. Don't care. Just can't wait
Just
to
gonna
get there. Yeah, exactly. Right. Where can I get paella at 9:45, Ben?
Make it.
Yeah,
Get some
make it.
prawns.
I'm going to go check Just Eat. Anyway, thank you very much. We'll be back soon with more Blood Bowl content. Happy paellaing. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to help support the channel even further, please like and subscribe, or come join us on our Patreon. We have early access to content. We get loads of feedback from you guys, and we try and do competitions as much as we can. Or you can get yourself some Bonehead podcast merch on our Spreadshirt site. So if you want to support a team, especially for the Bonehead Championship, you can pick up a shirt, a mug, things like that. It all helps support the channel, and we really appreciate it. Anyway, links below. Thank you very much. Happy blocking.